Hi TikTok, you requested it, you're going to get it. I'm going to show you how I made the chimichurri sauce that you saw yesterday on top of my fried chicken. It is so delicious. This is what you need: garlic, parsley, cilantro, onion, lime, red wine vinegar, olive oil, salt, pepper, and chili flakes. So we are going to start by taking off the leaves from our stems. You're probably like, oh my gosh, this is too much. Listen, patience is the key to life. I like to take it off. If you don't want it, then it's your preference. So here I go. I took everything out. Literally, like I said, patience is key. And the heart to this recipe is literally making sure that you mince as small as you can. As small as you can. Every single ingredient that I'm going to be mincing in this video. So we're going to start off with our garlic. Make sure that you're mincing it as small as you can. I promise you, your arms are gonna get tired, but it is so worth it. So I'm mincing my garlic as small as I can. And you know, this recipe is actually from Argentina originally, and it's super delicious. Although I heard the original recipe doesn't go with cilantro, but I put it because that's what I found, and it was so freaking delicious. So like I said, your arms are gonna get so exhausted, but it's so worth it, sis. I promise you, you're not gonna regret it. Once you try this, you're gonna make it all the time, because I became a crackhead now. So now I'm gonna speed things up, because at this point my arm is about to fall off. But I'm not quitting. So after I mince my garlic, I'm gonna put it to the side, and I'm gonna do the same thing with my cilantro and my parsley. Of course, I put it all together because they're all going together regardless. Child, when I tell you that mincing is exhausting, it is. You want to measure to how much you're going to make for yourself. I made a huge batch so it can last, and it took me forever, but your girl did it. This is only half of it. I'm gonna do the other half, and I'll be right back. So now that I did everything, I'm going to transfer it into a small container. I'm going to be putting the garlic as well in there. Once again, mincing is a lot of work, but it's definitely worth the taste. When I tell you it's worth it, girl, please believe me. Please believe me. So now I'm going to add my garlic as well. And you're going to see that little by little is going to come together. Make sure you get everything. Do not waste anything at all. And you know, if you want to know a good idea, this is how I cut my onion. I do take the top layer off and the membrane that's right under. That's like a little slimy. So I normally wash the onion to get that off. So now I'm gonna mince my onion. It has to be a red onion. Make sure that you mince all the way, the smallest pieces that you can get it to. And then I'm gonna be putting that with my ingredients as well. So here you go, very minced, and I'm gonna add it in the container as well. Now I'm gonna mix all of these four ingredients together, and as you can see, my sauce is starting to look pretty good. Now we're just gonna add the liquids and the rest of the ingredients to complete the whole recipe for the chimichurri. I'm actually going to be making a Cuban sandwich, but instead of pork, I'm gonna use chicken, which is why I decided to redo the recipe. So here we're gonna add oregano, some dried oregano, and then I'm gonna add some salt. Remember, measure to your taste and taste your sauce as you go. Red chili flakes, not a lot if you don't like too much spice. We're gonna add some pepper as well. Make sure that you're measuring, like I said, to your taste. My red wine vinegar, I decided to add a little more because I wanted it to be a little tasty. And then the juice of a lemon. Make sure, mine was so big, that lemon was so big, it literally destroyed the lemon, but I got the juice out, which is what we want. Look at it, destroyed. But yeah, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other half. Make sure I get my juices in there. Yo, I can't wait to taste this sandwich. Like, bruh, out of this world. So as we go, I'm gonna get rid of that peel, and then I'm going to add my olive oil. So as you know, you know, this recipe does go with olive oil. I'm gonna start off with a little bit first, and then as I go, I'm gonna gradually add olive oil or vinegar as I need in order to reach the consistency. I can never say that word. You know what I mean? That I want for my sauce. So once I blend this all together, I'm gonna add it into my container and I'm gonna mix everything together. As you can see, that is not enough for the consistency that I'm looking for. So I'm gonna add more olive oil and more vinegar just to give it that look that I want it to get. So you want to make sure that it's like even ingredients. That way your sauce can sit, and once it sits, it can set really, really, really nice. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm normally used to measuring with eye. If you've been following me for a while, you should know that I can measure with my eye by now. And look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. This beauty is ready to go. This beauty is ready to sit and is ready to be served. I'm gonna let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, and normally I'll let it sit for about an hour. For example, this one I made yesterday, so it's been sitting since yesterday, and I'm gonna give it a good stir because the oil does come up to the top once it's been just sitting. But look at it. It's like I can smell it through the screen. So now I filled up the container as well, because this one, the one that was before, I made it yesterday, and this one is fresh as well. So I poured it in there. Now to the sandwich. I'm gonna have leftover chicken to make, but before that I'm gonna take out some of the bread off of the loaf so my sandwich cubano could be nice and full. So I'm gonna do that to both of the breads. That chicken was from yesterday as well, the fried chicken that you guys saw. I took it, I cut it into itty bitty pieces, and in my skillet I added a little bit of olive oil. Make sure to spread that out, and once hot, I'm going to be adding my chicken in there. I'm gonna let it sizzle for a little bit, and just to wake up the flavors again, I'm gonna add a little bit of water as well. You know, I'm not sure if you do this at home, but I do as a Spanish person or as Spanish raised. My mom always told me, listen, water is always good to heat up your food. So this is what I did in this case for my chicken. I've done it with rice as well. So I'm gonna let this sit in here for a few minutes so that it can reheat again, and then I'm going to be adding some mustard cheese. I'm not sure if I said that correctly. I tried to understand it, but yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm gonna add that cheese in there. I am a cheese lover. I love all kinds of cheese, but for this case, for the cubano, I'm gonna use mustard, and I'm also gonna use not mozzarella, Swiss cheese. So I'm gonna evenly distribute the cheese there, and I'm gonna cover it so that it can melt and it can be nice and melted. Now that it's nice and melted, I'm gonna actually move my skillet to the side, and I'm gonna add this small little pan that I have here, which I ended up switching for my grill plate because I figured I kind of want my sandwich to be grilled. Yeah, they just want to see the outside, you know. So I put a little bit of mayo on it, and I make sure to toast it really, really, really toasty. And I'm going to use my potato masher, as I always do, to toast every time I use this griddle. This is a good thing to use when I'm grilling. Look how nice that is. It's so toasty. I'm not gonna toast it as much on the outside because I'm gonna put it back once the sandwich is full of its ingredients. So I'm gonna take this out, put it to the side, do the same thing with the other one, make sure that it's nice and toasty in the inside, and then take it back out. So once I do this, I'm gonna start preparing my ham. To get my ham toasty, I learned a little trick. Just add a little bit of water and then let it just sizzle and do its thing on its own. It's gonna give it a nice brown color that I like, and also give it a good taste. I don't want to say that it's just like cooking it, but I guess it is. But the color that it gives it, that's what I like. And then I let the water evaporate, and it gives it like this nice brown color like this that I enjoy. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna put it to the side, and I'm gonna take my skillet and bring it back, and I'm gonna reheat my chicken one more time just so it's fresh again, even though it was still hot. And I'm gonna assemble my sandwiches. So I'm gonna put my chicken, don't worry about the mess, I'm gonna clean it anyways. And I'm gonna add the ingredients. I'm gonna put the Swiss cheese, I'm gonna put pickles, I'm gonna put the ham and the mustard, and then I'm gonna throw it back in the grill and dump my bear. And then here you go. This is the end result of